Season's greetings! If you backed Final Girl Season 3, you would know about this little weird side thing that they released, just in time for the holidays. This is a holiday horror special for Final Girl, and it's kind of like early access to Season 3. I think it's more like 2.5. But with the new scenario, we have, I believe it's Mrs. Claus and someone else. There was a Kickstarter mentioned that one of the cards that they wanted printed for this was a vehicle card for the reindeer. I'll pull it up later in the video. That they wanted to include, but they couldn't, so it's a printable PDF. Came with this card. You've been naughty. Not sure what it does. Have a look at the QR code. Oh, here's our Christmas hit list. We have Cindy and we have Mrs. Claus. And because of the way Final Girl is packed, this back insert that usually comes covering one of the sides. I don't remember which side. But we have sleigh bells ring in Santa's village. Krampus has devised a plan to spread evil presents around Santa's village, knowing that the elves are unable to help themselves from seeing what's inside. Of course, he's putting out a few of Santa's presents as well. Just keep the elves from being too suspicious. There's no telling what awaits Santa's little helpers as they eagerly crack open their shiny new gifts. The North Pole Nightmare is the first special feature for Final Girl. Unlike normal feature films, a special feature includes a red foil logo, miniatures, and an epic finale card. And of course, important. This is, you have to have the core set or core box to actually play Final Girl. So if you find this, remember you gotta actually have the base core box. Including the box, detachable killer board, detachable location board, 2 Final Girl cards, 24 terror cards, 8 prison cards, 3 dark powers, 1 epic dark power, 3 finale cards, 1 epic finale card, 18 item cards, 10 event cards, 5 setup cards, 2 rule sheets, 24 tokens, and 4 miniatures. Alright, with that out of the way, I'm not sure what this is really for. Let's check out the boards. So, we have Krampus. I don't know when Krampus got so big. I heard about Krampus when I was like 12, and that was in the 90s, early 90s, and I was like, what is Krampus? And then thanks to that Krampus horror movie, which I guess is what really kickstarted Krampus as being this giant horror movie villain trope. Band writers decided to put him out for the holidays. And I can't fault that, because let's face it, Final Girl is all about those cheesy horror movie experiences. Alright, our component listing. Special setup rules. Krampus throws out presents. And then Santa's presents. Okay. Actions open presents. Yeah. So Krampus kind of leaves traps. Where our special secret reward cards, if you've played through your characters. If you didn't know these were under your Final Girl boxes, definitely check them out. I don't recommend opening them. Save the surprise for later. They do add a little bit of change if you do repeat plays. They even labeled Krampus at the bottom. Krampus is a very fancy looking halberd / broom. I know he beats kids with a wreath or with switches. But classic double horns. Bag. And of course, he feels good. And he's pretty structurally sound. And surprisingly, the horns aren't bendy. I believe this is Mrs. Claus. Mrs. Claus, the Viking, with a rolling pin, it looks like. Yeah, okay. Why not? But she is very Valkyrie looking. Not sure if that actually has anything to do with the Santa lore. Foam blocks just to make sure that the minis don't bounce around. Our cardboard tokens. So we got a lot of presents. And an open present. That's just an open present. That'll be interesting. Put our cards, our characters. Wow, these presents sound terrible. Horrifying vortex, killer surprise, repelling force, demonic suggestion. Those are our 4 Krampus cards. And our gifts from Santa. Gift from Santa, gift from Santa, letter from Santa, and snack from Santa. Our killer deck. And then our dark powers, demonic will, North Pole magic, anti-Christmas spirit. Pretty sure the ex-wife thinks I'm that. I know, Grumpy Puppy, I know. We have explosive gifts. Blood and cookies. Tantalizing gifts. The epic dark power, never-ending gifts. Bamf. Soul lust. Unholy gifts. Epic finale, past midnight. She's holding an axe at this. I guess Mrs. Claus is a Viking. Alright, our survivors. Mrs. Claus gets 6 health. And Cindy gets 5 health. Cindy seems to move a lot, while Mrs. Claus just tank heals. Sure. Yep, Mrs. Claus just loves to tank heal. And Cindy, when resolve a walk or spirit action, you may treat a blank as at least a partial success. Well, that's cool. This might actually be good for me. I am actually very terrible at the dice rolls in this game because I get murdered in any game that has dice. It's like statistically impossible, but for some reason I am just awful. Right. Our new Santa's Village scenario board. Wow, this place looks like a mess. So we have Santa's house, Santa's workshop, and the stables are a place where we can find items. We have these interesting bridge pathways out. A very weird map. But it's kind of cute they can put a runway there. Yeah, workshop and runway next to Santa's place would make sense, but I think the stables would also be closer. Price station factory. There is a pool there. I wonder if that has any unique interactions. Alright, Santa's Village. Items. Special setup. No special setup. But that does have special rules. The victims are Santa's elves, so Krampus is going after Santa's workforce. Okay. I wonder why Krampus is killing elves. That seems genocidally racist. We have our other package. Cindy's eyes only and Mrs. Claus's eyes only. More tokens. I wonder if Cindy's an elf. So here's Cindy. Little workshop hammer. I don't know if her ears stick out like an elf. Yep, Cindy is an elf. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. Got those elven ears. And then we have, is this Rudolph? No, it's Comet. So, Comet's in here. And again, the plastic's pretty good where it's not flimsy. Nothing under the foam. We have stars, which not sure what these symbols mean. Our tarot cards. Fire, public execution, elves fight back, something is happening, elf hunt, Santa, where are you, where did you go, and prayer village. Prayer and vigil. I just like to keep all my stuff together on one side. I don't know why they split it like that. I usually keep all the killer stuff on one side. Our setup cards. So let's see our 5 different variants. Killer starts in the middle on Reindeer Games. Killer starts off at the junction for Toys, Toys, Toys. Story time in the village next to Santa's house. Gather around starts at the stables. And Back with the Lumber starts at the stables. Interesting distribution, especially this one's just like no one's around, everyone's in the center. But it makes sense, it's gather around. See if we had any humorous events. It's Santa. Santa can be a victim. That's pretty funny. We have the head elf. We have the Yeti. Definitely remind me of that cheesy Christmas special. Tree lighting ceremony. Caroling. Blizzards. Northern lights. Coming in for a landing. Christmas Eve. Busy, busy. All right. Okay, our items. So, Comet. Place Comet in your space. Comet can move with you. Once each action phase, we have Comet. You and Comet may move directly to the runway. Victims cannot follow you when using this effect. Not as good as I was expecting. The Workshop Hammer. You lose 1 time when entering a space with victims, no matter how many there are in that space. That doesn't seem very good. Oh, there's 2 of them. Milk and Cookies. Discard to recover all health. BB Gun. Ah, you're going to shoot your eye out, kid. You only modify weak attack cards. You damage the killer, the BB Gun gets minus 1. Oh, neat. A red wagon. Santa's Sack. Oh, that's cool. Candy. Discard candy during action phase to make a horror roll with 5 dice for each success. Choose one of the following. That's pretty cool. Whistle. Way to spend a whistle once per action phase when you use all enemies and victims move 1 space towards you. The Tree Star. If the Tree Star is used from range 1 doing extra damage, then discard Tree Star. I guess you have to throw it. Ice Skates. Very cliche. Misfit Toys. Place Misfit Toy token in the door space. I guess it's on the setup. Or exit space. During upkeep, move each Misfit Toy 1 space closer to a killer. When Misfit Toy shares safe space with an enemy, discard the token and deal damage to the enemy. Well, that's cool. Army of Toys. Snowballs. When this card is revealed, immediately take no search action required. You may discard snowballs when adjacent to the killer to take a distraction action card. That's neat. Woodcutter's Axe. Slingshot. They only modify weak attack actions. And Pepper Spray. Seems like Pepper Spray is in every scenario in this game. The killer's in space may discard this to immediately end the killer phase, ignoring remaining movement attacks and other effects. Not a huge variety of weapons, but some are really neat. If you're interested in me doing a live play of Krampus versus either Mrs. Claus or Cindy, or maybe both, I'm thinking about trying to do a live play for, I don't know, Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. Let me know down in the comments if you want to see that. To get back to the card they left out, it was this vehicle action called Reindeer Gang. And it has these rules up here. You can actually get these instructions from Van Ryder's webpage. That's where they told me to download it from, or direct link. But here's what it looks like. And you basically get an army of reindeer that turn into zombies. It's pretty humorous, actually. Zombie reindeers is not something I thought, but again, it's part of the cheesiness of Final Girl. I did sleeve everything up. I organized everything the way I usually do. It does use standard Euroside sleeves and standard North American gray sleeves. Everything fits. Even sleeved, it will fit. It's not perfect, but it fits at least, and I'm always happy about that. Tokens I also keep under with the killer deck. What I usually do is end up separating one side, all the killer stuff goes to one side with the killer, and all the playable characters go to the other side, because that kind of makes sense with the modular swapping outness. This scenario is a little different because, you know, I got Comet there. But it packs away, and I'm pretty happy with it. But that has been the unboxing of Final Girl. I guess the Krampus Horn Devil expansion. If you like what I do, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you get any questions, just leave them down in the comments. I'll get to them when I can. Still doing the 2023 giveaway. Real close to giving out stuff. Definitely urge you guys to check out that video. There should be a link around the 2-minute mark. Take care, and GG's.